What if I told you that the most profound act of devotion could be mistaken for the ultimate heresy? In 1656, the thriving Jewish community of Amsterdam cast out one of its brightest minds. A 23-year-old philosopher, Baruch Spinoza, was brutally excommunicated by his own synagogue, not for denying God but for seeing him too clearly, everywhere and in everything. His crime wasn't atheism. It was a revelation so powerful it threatened to dissolve the sacred walls between the Creator and creation itself. He didn't offer a metaphor. He offered a diagnosis of existence, claiming God is not a separate being watching from on high, but is the single, infinite thinking substance of the entire universe. An ancient Hermetic text states, "The universe is mental." We often dismiss this as poetry. What if Spinoza saw that it wasn't a metaphor but an operating manual? What we are about to explore isn't just a forgotten philosophy. It is a key that unlocks a perception of reality where every star, every cell, and every thought is a ripple in a single cosmic mind. A mind that is dreaming, thinking, and experiencing itself through you. Most of us navigate the world with a silent, unquestioned assumption, the assumption of separation. We see a universe of things, objects, countless distinct pieces of matter scattered across the void. A tree is a thing, a planet is a thing, and you are a thing inside a body, looking out at all the other things. This is the mechanical view of reality. The universe as a grand clockwork, a collection of cogs and gears that operate through brute force and random collision. In this model, consciousness is an anomaly, a strange ghost that somehow arises from the machine of the brain, a fluke in an otherwise dead and silent cosmos. But is this picture accurate, or is it merely a limitation of our perception? What if reality isn't a collection of nouns, but a single infinite verb? Imagine the universe not as a machine, but as a thought. A single, impossibly complex thought unfolding in an infinite mind. In this view, a galaxy isn't a thing. It's a developing theme, a swirling sentence in a cosmic narrative. Your consciousness isn't a fluke. It's a focal point of awareness, a place where the universal mind becomes intensely aware of its own story. This mental universe doesn't operate on collision, but on coherence, on meaning. Just as the words in a sentence have no independent existence outside the meaning they convey together, perhaps no object in the universe has a truly separate existence outside the unified consciousness that perceives it. We have been trained to see the pieces, but what if the true reality is the indivisible whole? What if the space between things is not empty, but is the very fabric of the mind that connects them all? We've been conditioned to see reality as hardware first. We believe that matter is the fundamental, solid baseline, and that consciousness, thought, and meaning are the fragile software that appears much later, an accidental ghost running on a biological machine. This single belief is the source of the greatest paradox in all of science, the so-called hard problem of consciousness. It asks, how does dead, unthinking matter, collections of atoms obeying physical laws, suddenly wake up? How does the water of the brain magically turn into the wine of subjective experience? Science has no answer. It is a miracle that we are forced to accept every morning when we wake up. But what if the entire question is built on a flawed foundation? What if consciousness was never the software, but the operating system itself, an invisible fundamental field that doesn't emerge from matter, but from which matter itself is projected? Picture reality not just as a thought, but as a vast, dark, and silent library of the cosmic unconscious. Every book on its infinite shelves is a potential reality, every page a different law of physics, every word a possible form. Nothing is real yet. It is all pure potential, dormant information. And what are we in this infinite library? We are not the readers, separate from the books. We are the very act of reading. We are a single beam of focused attention, the light of awareness moving through the stacks, illuminating one sentence on one page in one book, and calling it the present moment. The world does not create your awareness. Your awareness illuminates a sliver of the world, drawing it out from the silence of infinite potential. In the old story, you are a cosmic accident. In this one, your awareness is the very purpose of the story, the mechanism by which the universal library finally gets to read itself. This radical idea of a mental universe is not a new invention. It is a golden thread woven through the hidden corners of human history, a truth whispered in different languages across millennia. But it took the courage of a renegade philosopher to articulate it with inescapable logic. Spinoza called this single, thinking reality substance, or God. He argued that everything we perceive, from the hardest rock to the most fleeting thought, are not separate things but modes or expressions of this one being. He provided the logical architecture, the philosophical blueprint for a truth that mystics had long known through intuition. Centuries before Spinoza, the Hermetic tradition of ancient Egypt and Greece encoded this very same secret in its first and most important axiom: the all is mind, the universe is mental. This wasn't a suggestion, it was the master key. It declared that existence is a mental creation of a universal consciousness, and to understand this is to begin to understand the true nature of reality and our own power within it. Spinoza, perhaps unknowingly, was drafting the rational proof for this ancient mystical revelation. Even further back, the philosopher Plotinus in the Roman era described a similar vision. He spoke of the One, a supreme, transcendent, and indivisible source from which all of reality emanates, like light radiating from a star. First comes the universal intellect, the nous, the realm of pure ideas, and from that, the world soul, which then shapes the physical world. For Plotinus, we were not abandoned pieces of matter, but distant rays of a single divine light, with the innate ability to trace our way back to the source. What are these if not different maps of the same territory? The Hermeticist calls it the all. Plotinus calls it the One. Spinoza calls it God or nature. Each tradition uses a different language, a different set of symbols, yet they all point to the same astonishing conclusion. We are living inside a single, unified, conscious reality. We are not visitors here. We are the very substance of the cosmos experiencing itself. This convergence of thought is not a coincidence. It is the signature of a perennial philosophy, a core truth that reality impresses upon any mind that dares to look deep enough. It seems the universe has a vested interest in being discovered, leaving its fingerprints not just in sacred texts, but in the very structure of reason itself. Spinoza's genius was to take this idea out of the temple and into the laboratory of the mind. He didn't ask for faith, he demanded understanding. He used a form of geometric proof, like a mathematician, to demonstrate that a single infinite substance is the only logical possibility. Any other model, one with multiple substances or a creator separate from creation, crumbles under the weight of its own contradictions. Funny how the oldest mystical insight is also the most logically sound conclusion. It seems the final boss of philosophy isn't some complex new idea, but the radical simplicity of what is. And this golden thread doesn't stop in the past. It re-emerges in the heart of modern physics. The physicist David Bohm, a contemporary and colleague of Einstein, proposed a vision of the universe that Spinoza would have recognized instantly. Bohm spoke of an implicate order, a deeper, undivided reality of pure information, a field of unbroken wholeness. Our perceived universe, the world of separate things and events, is what he called the explicate order, a mere projection, a hologram unfolding from this deeper source. For Bohm, as for Spinoza, everything is fundamentally interconnected at the implicate level. What we see as separation is a trick of perspective. Every particle, every person, every region of space is an expression of the whole. Bohm even stated that thought is a subtle level of the explicate order, implying that consciousness and matter are not two different things, but two different densities of the same unfolding process. From the Hermetic axiom to Spinoza's logic to Bohm's physics, the message remains the same. The universe is not a collection of parts. It is a single, coherent thought, expressing itself as everything. So the universe is a single, infinite mind, a breathtaking, mind-blowing concept. But what does it actually mean for your life when you wake up on a Monday morning? This is where philosophy ceases to be an abstraction and becomes a tool, a practical guide to navigating reality. The wisdom of the mental universe can be distilled into three core practices. These aren't rules to follow, but shifts in perception to embody. The first practice is the dissolution of the other. This means consciously moving beyond the illusion that you are a separate self in a world of separate beings. It's the recognition that every person you interact with, every event you encounter, is not truly outside of you. It is a different expression of the one mind, a different thought form in the same consciousness. Think of a challenging relationship or a difficult conversation. The default human perspective is adversarial. It's me against them. But with this new lens, You see two nodes of the same universal intelligence struggling to communicate, two parts of a single being trying to understand itself. The practice here isn't about winning an argument or defending your position. The practice is to ask a deeper question. What is the one mind trying to learn or resolve through this interaction? What aspect of my own consciousness is being perfectly reflected back at me right now? This transforms every conflict from a battle into a revelation. If these ideas resonate with you, consider subscribing so we can continue this journey together. The second practice is based on the Hermetic principle, as within, so without. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's a precise law of the mental universe. It states that your external reality is always, and without exception, a flawless mirror of your internal state. The world doesn't happen to you, it happens from you. It is a feedback loop. Consider the recurring patterns in your life, the same type of professional setback, the same kind of relational dynamic. These are not a string of bad luck, they are echoes. They are the great mind of the universe showing you, in the physical language of circumstance, the exact shape of your own beliefs and vibrations. The recurring frustration is a gift, a diagnostic tool showing you precisely where your inner work lies. The practice, then, is not to struggle to change the external world. That is like trying to change your reflection by yelling at the mirror. The practice is to ask, what internal frequency, what core belief within me is generating this external echo? The change is always made inside. When you change the inner pattern, the outer reflection has no choice but to change with it. The third and most profound practice is what Spinoza called freedom through understanding. We think freedom is the power to control our lives, to bend reality to our will. This is the ego's greatest fantasy and the source of most of our suffering. True freedom, in a mental universe governed by a perfect intelligence, is the exact opposite. It is the wisdom to align your personal will with the universal will. Imagine you are a single brain cell. You could spend your entire existence fighting the signals you receive, trying to fire on your own schedule, creating chaos and noise. Or you can understand your place within the larger thought, and by aligning with the flow of information, you participate in the miracle of consciousness. You become free not by resisting the system, but by becoming a coherent part of it. The practice in your daily life is to stop fighting the current. When you feel immense resistance, when you are pushing against reality and suffering for it, pause and ask, what is the intelligent flow of this moment? Where is the universal mind trying to guide me? This isn't about passivity, it's about skillful participation. It is the art of moving from a state of resistance to one of resonance, and in that alignment you discover a power and a peace that control could never offer. But how do you learn to read this feedback? How do you hear the guidance of the universal mind over the deafening noise of your own anxious thoughts? This leads to a fourth foundational practice, one that underpins all the others: cultivating the inner oracle. The mind of the universe, the anima mundi, is always communicating. Cat speaks in the language of synchronicity, gut feelings and sudden insights that seem to come from nowhere. The Christian mystical tradition called this infused knowledge, wisdom that is not learned through books or reason, but is received directly into a quieted soul. The problem is, most of us have a mind that is too turbulent, too cluttered to perceive these subtle transmissions. We are trying to listen to a cosmic whisper in the middle of a mental hurricane. The practice, therefore, is the ancient art of intentional silence. Call it meditation, contemplation, or simply deep listening. It is the act of carving out time each day to turn down the volume of the personal, chattering ego so you can begin to hear the frequency of the whole. This isn't about emptying the mind, which is impossible. It is about shifting your identification. As you sit in silence, you begin to observe your thoughts without becoming them. You see the stream of anxieties, plans, and memories flow by, but you are no longer swept away by the current. You become the silent, spacious awareness behind the thoughts. Over time, this practice builds a new kind of mental muscle. Your baseline state becomes more serene, more focused, and in that cultivated stillness, a new channel of perception opens. Intuitions become clearer. The path of least resistance, the flow of the universal will, becomes more obvious. You start to know things without knowing how you know them. You are no longer just a single isolated processor running its own frantic code. You have intentionally created the bandwidth to receive the wisdom of the entire network. This is the ultimate practical skill, learning to quiet the self so you can finally hear the universe. We've established the universe as a single, infinite mind. We've explored how to live in alignment with its logic. But now we arrive at the most profound, most unsettling, and most exhilarating implication of this entire vision. The old models of God, even the pantheistic ones, often stop at the idea of a universe that is conscious. But Spinoza's philosophy, combined with the Hermetic axiom, forces us to take one terrifying step further. If the universe is a single unified mind, and if that mind contains both thought and the awareness of thought, then the universe is not just conscious. It is self-conscious. It is not a dormant, dreaming entity. It is an intelligence in the active process of waking up to its own existence. And what is the mechanism of this awakening? What are the eyes through which this cosmic mind finally gets to see itself? You, and every other sentient being that has ever existed. Think about it. We are not just thoughts in the mind of God. We are the very points of self-reflection through which that mind becomes aware of its own nature. Every moment of human discovery, every scientific breakthrough, every artistic masterpiece, every personal epiphany is not just an achievement for our species. It is a moment of cosmic self-realization. It is the universe, through the vehicle of a human nervous system, learning another piece of its own puzzle. And what if time itself is not a line, but a field of this self-exploration? What if all your potential lives, all the paths you could have taken, are not lost possibilities, but active explorations happening simultaneously in the vast imagination of this mind? What if your soul is not a singular entity, but a specific theme of inquiry that the universe is pursuing across multiple dimensions of experience? This isn't just metaphysics. This is a complete recontextualization of your existence. You are not a creature living in a vast, indifferent cosmos. You are a vital organ of cosmic perception. You are the lens and the light and the eye through which God comes to know itself. Let's use our central metaphor. Imagine the universe is a single, infinite poem, writing itself. Each galaxy is a stanza. Each life is a line. Each event is a word. We, trapped in linear time, experience it word by word, struggling to make sense of the narrative. We see a world of chaos, chance, and endings. But the author, the mind of the poem, experiences it all at once. It doesn't see chaos. It sees a perfectly structured verse. It doesn't see endings. It sees the rhythm and meter of a story that is eternally complete. From this perspective, your life is not a random series of events. It is a necessary and beautiful phrase in this cosmic poem. Without your specific line, the entire verse would be incomplete. This idea echoes one of the most mysterious and beautiful concepts from Neoplatonism, the idea of epistrophe, or the return to the source. Plotinus argued that all of creation has a natural, deep-seated yearning to return and reunite with the One. But it isn't a physical journey, it's a journey of consciousness. It is the process of the created turning back to contemplate its creator. What if this return is the very engine of reality? What if the universe expanded from a point of unity, not as a mistake, but as a deliberate act of self-discovery? It shattered its own perfect oneness into a kaleidoscope of countless forms, stars, planets, you, for the sole purpose of experiencing the journey of remembering itself. The entire cosmic drama, from the Big Bang to this very moment, is a pilgrimage. It is the journey of the One, through the many, back to an understanding of the One. And your personal quest for meaning, your deep innate desire to understand who you are and what your purpose is not just your desire. It is the universe's own yearning for self-knowledge, expressing itself through you. So, we are not just observers. We are participants in a cosmic process of self-realization. This is a staggering thought, and like all powerful truths, it comes with a profound responsibility. If we are the eyes and ears of the universe, then how we choose to see and what we choose to create matters on a cosmic scale. This isn't about the old morality of sin and punishment, of appeasing an external God. This is a new kind of ethics, a physics of consciousness. Every thought you think is not a private, isolated event. It is a vibration, a tiny contribution to the overall quality of the one universal mind. An act of cruelty is not just an offense against another being. It is the universal mind inflicting a wound upon itself. An act of compassion is not just a kindness. It is the mind healing itself, becoming more coherent, more integrated. This vision dissolves the very concept of a victimless crime or a meaningless action. What you do to the world, you do to yourself, because your self is not limited to your skin. Your self is the entire field. The pollution of the planet becomes an autoimmune disease of the cosmic body. The creation of art, beauty, and knowledge becomes the enrichment of the cosmic imagination. This places an immense creative power in our hands. If the universe is mental, then our sustained, focused collective consciousness is the primary creative force within it. We are not just living in the dream, we are co-dreaming it into existence. Our shared beliefs, our collective narratives, our deepest assumptions about what is possible, these are not passive reflections of reality. They are the very loom upon which reality is woven. The question then becomes, what kind of universe are we choosing to dream? Are we contributing thoughts of fear, separation, and limitation, thereby perpetuating a dream that feels like a nightmare? Or are we holding a vision of unity, beauty, and infinite potential, acting as conscious agents for the awakening of the cosmic dreamer? The choice is not a distant, philosophical one. It is made in every moment, with every thought, with every word, with every action. We are no longer children waiting for instructions. We are the adult cells of the cosmic brain, and the quality of our collective future depends entirely on the quality of our thinking. This responsibility transcends a single lifetime. It becomes an ethical challenge for eternity. Many ancient traditions, from Orphism to Platonism, believed in metempsychosis, the transmigration of the soul. They saw life not as a one-time event, but as a curriculum, a long and winding journey of learning and purification. Let us explore this through our mental universe lens. What if your individual consciousness, your unique thread of awareness, is not extinguished at death but is rewoven into the cosmic tapestry? What if it carries the essence of its experiences, the wisdom gained and the coherence achieved, into its next expression? In this view, your actions in this life are not just shaping the world, they are shaping the very substance of your own soul. You are building the vehicle for your future journeys. A life lived in ignorance, dedicated to the illusion of the separate self, strengthens the habits of fear and division. It's like adding discordant notes to your own theme music, a dissonance that you will have to resolve later. A life lived in the pursuit of understanding, compassion, and unity is an act of spiritual alchemy. It refines the very frequency of your being. You are consciously harmonizing your own vibration with the fundamental tone of the universe. This transforms the idea of karma from a system of cosmic reward and punishment into a simple, elegant law of conscious physics. It's not that bad people get punished. It's that a consciousness organized around separation will necessarily experience separation and all the suffering that comes with it, until it learns the truth of unity. The universe doesn't judge you. It simply gives you a perfect reflection of who you have chosen to be. Therefore, the ultimate ethical act is the pursuit of gnosis, of self-knowledge. To know yourself is to know the universe, and to know the universe is to understand that the only rational way to live is with love. Not love as a fleeting emotion, but love as the conscious recognition of oneself in all things. It is the ethical framework for an immortal journey, a compass for a soul navigating its way back to the source. So we return to the young philosopher Baruch Spinoza, cast out for a vision that was too large for his time. He saw a universe that was not a kingdom ruled by a distant monarch, but a single, living, divine body, a mind. He saw that nothing is profane, because everything is an expression of God. Every falling leaf, every distant star, every beat of your own heart. This journey has not been about a historical curiosity. It has been an initiation into a new perception of your own identity. You are not a fragile ego trapped in a biological machine, fighting for survival in a dead cosmos. You are a timeless awareness, a necessary and beautiful thought in the mind of the whole. The longing you feel for meaning, for connection, for transcendence, is not a personal quirk. It is the echo of the universe's own desire to know itself, reverberating through you. But this revelation leaves us standing on the edge of the greatest mystery of all, a final, cosmic paradox. If we are thoughts within a single universal mind that operates with perfect logic and necessity, then is our sense of freedom, our belief that we are the authors of our own lives, the ultimate illusion. Are we simply characters in a divine script that is already written, playing out a part we have no power to change? Or is it something more subtle, more profound? What if, by awakening to the fact that we are thoughts in the cosmic mind, we become a new kind of thought, a thought that is aware of itself, and in that awareness, gains the ability to collaborate with the scriptwriter. Are we the dream, or are we the part of the dreamer that is finally waking up within the dream? This is not a question philosophy can answer for you. It is the central question that your soul is here to explore. Liked this journey? Hit subscribe for more mysteries. And that's our hunt for now. A wild mix of documented history and tantalizing what-ifs based on bibliographical sources. The greatest secrets are not hidden in ancient tombs, but within the very nature of your own consciousness. The hunt is and always has been an inner one.